In the world of GMMTV, pairings can make or break an actor's career. Some couples take time to build chemistry, while others click instantly and become fan favorites overnight. And in 2024, one of the most unexpected yet intriguing new pairings emerged: Perth and Santa. But how did this duo come to be? How did a last-minute casting change turn into what might be GMMTV's next big couple pairing? From Jimin's departure to their first appearances, let's break down the journey of Perth and Santa, from their individual careers to their potential future together. By the way, I'm Blush. I love diving into the BL world. By now, I have quite a few videos on GMMTV shows and artists specifically, so if you're interested, I'll link the playlist below. Don't forget to subscribe if you really enjoy these breakdowns, it really helps me out. Perth joined GMMTV in 2022, but before that his career had its fair share of ups and downs. He was part of multiple boy bands, but they either disbanded quickly or were one-time projects. His first appearance in a GMMTV series was a guest role in Jimmy C's Vice Versa, followed by a supporting role as Chopper in Never Let Me Go, where we were also introduced to Jimin as his love interest. Although not a BL, Perth's first lead role came in 2023 with Double Savage, a gritty drama alongside Om Pawat, tackling messy family dynamics and crime. But it was later that year when things really took off. Perth and Jimin, now an officially established couple pairing, were cast as the leads in Dangerous Romance, a show that generated insane hype before its release. However, as the series progressed, many fans felt it didn't live up to expectations. This isn't a series review, but a quick search will tell you why opinions were mixed. Still, the show cemented Perth and Jimin as one of GMMTV's most promising pairings. Moving into 2024, Perth made a guest appearance in GMMTV's Peaceful Property while waiting for his and Jimin's next big project, Perfect 10-liners. But if you've been watching the show, which is airing right now by the way, you might have noticed something. Jimin isn't in it. In July, GMMTV issued an official cast change notice, confirming that Jimin had withdrawn from the series and was being replaced by Santa. Even though this is a Perth and Santa video, Jimin's story is a crucial part of the puzzle. Later we come to find out that Jimin decided to take a break from the industry to focus on his mental health. This must have been a difficult situation for both of them. Perth's career was closely tied to his pairing, but obviously Jimin couldn't ignore his well-being. Another Perth, Australian Perth, has spoken before about the pressure of being in a BL ship in Thailand's industry. If you're interested, his videos provide great insight into the expectations and emotional toll that come with it. Now, this is purely speculation, but some fans believe that Jimin wasn't entirely comfortable in BL roles, which was especially noticeable in intimate scenes. Meanwhile, in non-BL roles, his acting felt much more natural and he excelled. If that's the case, and if it was affecting his mental health, then stepping away was the right call. That said, there's no bad blood between him and Perth. Jimin actually made his first public appearance 7 months later at Star Olympics this past December, where he and Perth were seen interacting without any awkwardness. They were actually quite friendly. It's clear that everyone has moved forward without drama. Now that we've addressed Jimin's departure, the next big question is, where exactly did Santa come from? Earlier in 2024, Studio Wabi Sabi announced they were ending their artist management division, releasing their entire roster of actors. GMMTV wasted no time, quickly signing some of the most well-known names: Boon, Prem, and Santa, along with Sammy and Sudhiyat. Boon and Prem were already an established pairing, so their future was clear, but Santa, that was a different story. At just 21 years old, he had the potential for a long-running BL career, and GMMTV needed to find the right pairing for him. That's when fans started speculating. Santa already had main lead BL experience from My Only 12%, where he was paired with Earth, also known as Kuhart, but the moment he joined GMMTV, people started buzzing about a potential pairing with Lego, a member of GMM's idol group, Lycan. Why? Maybe because both Santa and Lego came from idol backgrounds. Speaking of which, in case you didn't know, Santa actually competed in MBC's Fantasy Boys, a South Korean idol survival show. That's right, before GMMTV, he was training to debut in K-pop. But some fans were onto something bigger. In May of 2024, GMMTV held its annual Love Out Loud Fest, an event packed with performances, fan interactions, and of course, all of our favorite couple pairings. By this point, Jimin was on hiatus, however, we weren't aware of it, but we did know that he wasn't feeling well and Perth had to appear solo. Still, he didn't let the absence go unnoticed. During his stage time, Perth even got the audience to cheer for Jimin, reminding everyone that his partner was unwell and needed support. The following month in June, we received an official announcement that Perth and Jimin were no longer working together and that Jimin had decided to take a break from the industry to focus on his health. Up until now, GMMTV hadn't officially announced a new pairing for Perth. There were no major hints, no clues about what was coming next, but behind the scenes, things were already in motion. Perfect 10-liners was supposed to air in October 2024, which meant if filming hadn't already started, it needed to begin soon. Not only that, a brand new trailer had to be shot to reflect the cast change. Then, in July 2024, GMMTV finally made it official. Santa was Perth's new on-screen partner. Naturally, reactions were mixed. Some fans were stoked about the new pairing, eager to see how Santa would fit into the new role. Others, however, couldn't imagine anyone but Jimin alongside Perth. Regardless, it was happening, and ironically, some fans admitted that they weren't even interested in Perfect 10-liners before the casting change. Now, with a fresh pairing and a new dynamic, they were hooked. But with so much riding on their success, the real question remained: would Perth and Santa actually have chemistry? After the announcement, every Perth-Santa interaction became a spectacle, analyzed down to the smallest details. Fans were eager to see how they would click, but for a while there wasn't any official content featuring them. Still, the few glimpses we did get showed a friendly, slightly shy yet playful dynamic between them. It wasn't much, but it was enough to keep the speculation going. Then, November brought us even more. At the GMMTV 2025 lineup event, where all of next year's projects were announced, we finally got our first real look at Perth and Santa's first official series together, I Love You Teacher. And I'm sorry, I might be a little biased, but of all the 20 trailers released that day, their kiss scene stood out the most. The chemistry? Insane. It was one of those rare moments where you could actually feel the tension through the screen. They looked natural, comfortable, and completely in sync. And that wasn't even all. They were also confirmed for a guest role in Me and Thee, Pon and Puin's upcoming series, which, by the way, currently holds the top spot for most viewed trailer from the event. Then came GMMTV's Star Olympics in December, an event that brings together the company's roster for games, performances, and fan interactions. At the end of the event, there's always a special performance segment where the major pairings sing OSTs from their shows. And finally, we got to see Perth and Santa perform their OST for Perfect 10-liners. Their chemistry on stage, undeniable. The way they interacted, the playful glances, and the way they made it feel like they were the only two people in the room. It was exactly what fans had been waiting for, and the timing couldn't have been better. Around the same time as Star Olympics, Santa and Perth's storyline in Perfect 10-liners was finally kicking off. For those unfamiliar, Perfect 10-liners is actually structured differently than most GMMTV dramas. Instead of one long continuous storyline, the show is divided into 3 separate storylines, each following a different couple over the span of 1 year. In year 1, we got Forrest Book, year 2, Santa Perth, and then year 3 will be Mark and Jr. Each story runs for 8 episodes, but all 3 take place in the same universe, and the characters' lives intertwine over the course of those 3 years. That means by the time Santa and Perth's arc started, fans were already hooked, and their Star Olympics performance only fueled the excitement further. As mentioned before, both Perth and Santa have deep roots in the music industry. MTV artists is that whether you like it or not, you'll be singing and dancing. With that in mind, I honestly think they have the potential to go even bigger than just OST performances. They could have their own events like Gemini and Forth's Run the World concert that took place this past year. With their combined stage presence, musical talent, and growing popularity as a pairing, I think these two are about to take the industry by storm.